Alrighty, so a little bit different today. He did get ridden yesterday, so no lunging today, and it's a little bit cool and breezy, so we'll just see how he deals with it. If he feels like he's going to be extra goofy, then I'll get off and lunge him. I like groundwork, but I don't feel like I should have to lunge my horse every day, even though he's still pretty green. So, like I said, at this point, I'm just going to test him and see what he gets up to. However, riding a young horse, I highly recommend, if you haven't ridden them for a little while, to lunge a little bit before you get going. Because a lot of horses will kick up early in the piece, and it'll be more about the girth and just being excited and all that kind of stuff. And if you weren't really experienced and you wanted to hedge your bets, then I'd go ahead and lunge him. But I'm just going to see how he plays around today, see if he goes good. He's got a few horses running around being silly at this venue. Last for his back end. Then lead his front end out. So today I'd like to be pretty much a repeat of the last ride. You know, not necessarily that long, but we might try and get him shaped up a little bit at a jog today as well. So this is still, like, I'm not going out of my way to look for a fight, so this is still letting him, you know, settle in, warm up, feel my leg on his side, get bent. Make sure he's cool with all of that. Backhand. More backhand. There we go. And front end. So like I said, last ride, I'm going to keep it all one way. Like once I start jogging, I'm going to keep all the rein direction one way. We're going to do a little bit of vertical flexion as well. And I'd probably be sitting there for a little while, as in I wouldn't change his program for another week or two. And then I'd teach him, you know, I'd start refining, getting him off my leg. And once I can get him off my leg and I can steer him more with my legs rather than directing his face, and he's doing a nice job of that, then I'll try to put the steering and the vertical flexion in at the same time. So again, it's just a little bit of revision of what he's done. Sacking him out with my legs. Because like I said, incidental contact from my leg, he shouldn't be worried about. You don't want to sit up here and stay frozen, you know, and not move, because the day you do move, he'll freak out about it. So he's had a bit of walking. It's go ahead and we'll jog along. So like we said, we haven't lunged him or done anything. If you were going to do anything rude, I'd be pulling his head around to the side. I'm not going to snap and pull on his face too much. You can see him sort of almost instantly following that suggestion. Oh, now. Good boy. Cool, cool, cool. Again, I'm going to clock or kiss to him to canter on and encourage him with my feet, but if I have to be a little stronger, I'm going to use the little swatter to kind of swat him a bit. And today you should have the energy to go, but hopefully you won't have the energy to play too much. Nice. Oh, now. So yeah, it's a little bit cooler. There's a few horses fussing around, making a noise, but he's still staying with me, which is great. So like I said, I'm aiming again for, a pretty simple, short, simple, sweet day. Oh, no. So it's kind of cool because you can see a couple of times he went to stop. And I sort of had to go, no, keep cantering. It'd be a real good time, or a common time, for a horse to get cranky. But he just kind of went, oh, okay, we're going to keep going. So it's cool. Alrighty. G'day, thank you so much for watching. If you could like, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications bell, that would be awesome. Thank you. Cheers. So he's done this a little bit before. We've got some shape walking forward. And like I just mentioned a little while ago, I don't have legs to steer him yet, so when I shape him up, I'm kind of going to let him go wherever he wants to. All I want him to do is give me a bit of vertical flexion. And of course, I'm not going to be holding him in for a long time or... Good boy. Or going anywhere for too long. Oh, no. And in his case, I'm not backing him up. A lot of times we'd sit down and say, whoa, and we'd back up if they did a lousy stop. Him right there, and he's stopping okay. I'm just doing it as an exercise. Because if a horse is really accepting the pressure, when I pick that up and my seat engages and I cluck to him and ask him to move, he should back up. If I sit up straight and I don't ask him to move, we want him to stand. Just like that. Very good. So he's got to learn the difference between me shaping him up and going backwards and me shaping him up and just standing still. But yeah, the next big jump in his education will be when I start using my legs to steer and not him just following his nose and sort of half going where he wants to and taking my suggestion at the same time. So we might just give him another little couple of lopes. Oh, no. Nice. Good job. So you obviously heard me talk about keeping it short, simple and sweet. You know, he's just kicking over what we've done. We've added a little bit more cantering today than we did yesterday. And of course we framed him up at a jog, but he's done it really easy. So I'm gonna canter back this way. If I can get him some vertical flexion at a jog, he's done for the day too. Oh, no. And again, he's done a great stop. The main reason I'm stopping and backing him up is I'm teaching him about, you know, yield his nose, yield his feet, and what he anticipates after the stop. So a lot of horses, when they stop, they're anticipating getting ready to go again. And we're already getting him in that mindset of like, I'm gonna have to be soft straight after the stop. And if I'm sitting up in neutral, I really just want him to tuck his nose and not move his feet And of course he's going to be a little confused about that at the moment, and that's absolutely fine. Nice, because he's just given me more than I was chasing. But if I'm sitting back here in my stop position, which becomes my backup position, he should be backing up. And I sit up straight, he should just stand still and give me that nose. And he's obviously still figuring out, there we go, still figuring out that distinction. But you know, like most things he's done them really easy. He's only had a couple of little speed bumps in the road. All right. So like I said, sticking to my plan, short, simple, sweet, a little jog now, shaping him up, and he'll be done. So again, because I can't steer him too much, or I can't steer him super accurate with my feet, I don't really care where he goes. I'm just asking him to maintain a jog and a little bit of flexion at the same time. So if he ducks a little left and right and deviates, I'm obviously not too worried about that. Oh. Nice, good job. Again. So just a little bit more flexing. Might just walk him around nice and cool. Like I said, I'm not going to change too much in the next few rides. I'm going to let him kind of sit here in his education, but I might get him out, you know, take him outside, get him out in the paddock, go down the road, do some things like that with him. And then when I get back to the arena, you know, after, you know, another 3 or 4 rides, then I might play around with, I'll start teaching him to get off my leg. And when I can steer him, when I got him moving off my legs and I can steer him correctly, and I really don't want him to put his head down there, I kind of want him to duck his, you know, flex in and compact. I'm not chasing him dropping his head, which is why you can also see that I'm holding my hands up quite a bit, because I'd like him to tuck and elevate. But at this point, I'm not even too worried about that, because that's a pretty advanced concept as well. And I'm keeping things separate. You know, it's either left or it's right or it's down. I'm not trying to do too much at once. As we said all along, each day is just going to be adding that little bit more here and there. So just getting around here so he's looking at us when we get off. Cool. Oh, little sneaker. Might not have heard that on the microphone, but a little sneaker when I get off. But yeah, he did another excellent job, and we added a little bit more to his repertoire. Very good. Oh, one thing more, I almost forgot. Don't forget to go out and give your horse a rub, because, as one of my friends said, he's doing the best he can with the idiot he got stuck with. All right, catch you on the next one. G'day. Thank you very much for watching. I do really appreciate it. This video of Gino's journey is meant to be more of a entertainment video, not educational, as in it's not a how-to video. All horses react and start differently. If you are going to attempt to start your own horse, you really need to enlist the help of a seasoned professional, or get a seasoned professional to do your horse for you and get them started. It's not an easy job, and it's not a job to be taken lightly, because this is your horse's introduction to the rest of his riding career, and it's really not to be messed with. So take it for what it is. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's been a lot of fun to share, and I really appreciate that you've taken the time to watch it and that you'll keep watching the channel. Thank you very much. Cheers.